I run almost every day on top of going to the gym, and right now it feels pretty effortless, but it wasn't always like that. 2 years ago, anytime I tried to stack running on top of lifting, my week would fall apart by like Wednesday. I kept feeling like I had to choose, either be the gym guy or be the runner. Trying to be both just made me tired and annoyed. What I eventually figured out was I never actually had to choose between lifting and running. I just needed a rhythm I could live with. That's what I want to walk through in this video. The weekly structure I use now that finally stopped collapsing on me. Most of the hybrid athletes you see online are basically full-time lifters and runners. Content, training, recovery, that's their job. But when you work a normal job, trying to lift and run on the same day often just feels impossible. You get home at 6 p.m, your brain is fried, and you sit on the couch doom scrolling. Suddenly it's like an hour later, and the idea of getting changed and going back out feels like climbing Everest. I wasn't lazy, I was just cooked. And every time I'd miss a session, I'd hit the same pattern. Okay, new plan. Next week I'll be more disciplined. I'll follow this split instead. Constantly searching for a new structure instead of admitting the old one never fit my life to begin with. My big mistake was thinking the guys on Instagram were the benchmark, and the only way to do hybrid was to copy what they were doing. So I'd build these beautiful but terrible weeks on paper. Hard leg session, long run, speed work, heavy upper day, double session every day. Zero respect for the fact that I was working full days, sleeping normal amounts, and not getting paid to nap between sessions. And it made sense in my head. I thought, like, if they can do it, man, I should be able to as well. I'm just not trying hard enough. But here's the thing. Most of those guys aren't doing a full day in the office, commuting, dealing with emails, social stuff, whatever. They're not coming home sore from yesterday's leg day and mentally wiped from work. So of course my week kept breaking. It wasn't a discipline issue, it was a design issue. The shift that changed everything for me, I stopped designing my week around what looked impressive and started designing it around what I could actually repeat without falling apart. There were 3 big changes that made hybrid training finally click for me. The first one was moving most of my sessions to the morning. When I started training in the morning, it removed this huge decision from my evening. I wasn't negotiating with myself after work anymore. The session was done before the day even started properly. It sets the tone for the day. You get a little win early on and mentally you're free. That doesn't mean everyone has to train in the morning, but for me, that was the first big unlock. The second change was simplicity. I stopped waking up and asking, what am I going to train today? I had a plan, not a perfect one, but definitely a clear weekly outline. When I know what I'm doing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every single week, it's so much easier to just shut my brain off and go do it. No drama, no negotiating, no mental gymnastics. It sounds like a small shift, but this is where I kept falling off before. I treated training as optional sometimes, and I treated the plan as flexible. Now in my head, the training session is non-negotiable, and the plan is already decided. I don't argue with it, I just follow it. The third thing that made this sustainable is keeping my gym sessions short and crisp. If I get home from work, the last thing I want is a 2-hour torture session. Same in the morning. I don't want to be in the gym for ages, trashing myself before the day even starts. So my strength workouts are 45 minutes max. Enough time to warm up, hit a few focused movements with real intent, and get out. Not chasing every machine, not trying to hit every angle. Just stimulate, don't annihilate, and then get out of there. That alone makes lifting on a hybrid week feel so much lighter mentally. It's a small commitment, not this huge event I have to psych myself up for. So if I strip it all back and show you the simplest version of my week, it looks like this. The basic rule I run on is alternating between lifting and running. One day it's lift focused, the next day is running focused. For me, that alone gives each side breathing room. I'll start from Sunday because that's where the heavy lower body workout takes place. Squats, leg extensions, and curls. I preach it every time, but the squat is the unbeaten leg exercise. It builds everything: power, size, endurance, stability. Monday is a very easy pace run, nothing heroic, 30 to 45 minutes, just getting blood flowing through the legs, especially when Sunday is the leg day. Tuesday is a pull workout, 45 minutes, back and pulling movements, a bit of posterior chain, short, focused, in and out. Wednesday is a zone 2 run, 45 minutes, again, nothing fancy, just steady, comfortable, building the aerobic base. Thursday is the push workout, chest and some shoulders, same idea, a few solid movements, few sets, high intensity. Friday is the speed session. That might be a threshold run, some 400-meter intervals, something that feels spicy, including warm-up and cool down. I keep it at around 45 to 60 minutes. Saturday is my flex day. If I'm feeling fresh, I might do an arm workout or a light recovery run, or sometimes both if I'm in the mood. If life is busy or I'm feeling flat, this is the first thing that gets dialed back. That's the skeleton of my week. If your life looks different, the exact days probably will too, but that alternating pattern pattern is the part that matters to me. Having a day between heavy lifting sessions lets me recover better, and mentally it kind of resets me. I actually miss the gym on run days, so when it's time to lift again, I'm hungry for it and not dreading it. If I was brand new to this whole hybrid thing and I didn't want to blow myself up, I'd probably simplify even more than this. What worked best for me early on was something like 3 lifting days, push-pull legs, 1 or 2 runs per week, 1 easy run to build a base, and 1 faster or more focused session to remind my body how to move with intent. And then I just sit with that for a while, not tweaking every few days, no panic changing the plan every time I got tired or saw a new workout on YouTube. First time I did this, I didn't add a 3rd run until I'd been following the simple version for about a month and everything still felt under control. Then I increased the volume a bit and let that settle in before changing anything else. So that's become my rule of thumb now. Gradually introduce more volume only if the simple version feels solid. One thing I've noticed over the years is that some kind of movement almost every day keeps me feeling sane. It doesn't have to be hard. Some days it's a run, some days it's the gym, and some days it's just a 30-minute hike or an easy Stairmaster session. But using my body daily does more for my energy than any amount of rest days ever did when I was just sitting and scrolling. Maybe it's just the endorphins, or maybe I'm just addicted to sports, but I'm okay with that. The biggest pattern I've seen in 10 plus years of lifting and now running is this. Having a written plan and just executing it for weeks is what actually moves the needle for me. I didn't stall in the past because I was missing some secret exercise or protocol. I stalled because every few weeks I'd panic and jump to a new plan, hoping that this one would finally be the magic fix. But there is no secret sauce. The secret has always been boring. Pick a simple plan that fits your life and stick to it longer than it feels exciting. Define a structure that works for your schedule, adjust it to your actual life, not your fantasy life. Then give it time and let the results catch up. That's literally it. So the whole point of this video isn't here's the optimal hybrid protocol. It's that you don't have to choose between running and lifting. You're allowed to want to look good and move well. In my experience, you don't need more discipline, you probably just need a simpler rhythm. If you're stuck in that loop of starting and restarting training plans, constantly feeling like you're behind or doing it wrong, what helped me was this. Start with a simple weekly outline. Alternate between lifting and running, keep sessions short and doable, write the plan down and actually live with it for a while. Tweak slowly, not emotionally. This is the outline that finally worked for me. Adjust it to your life and let the next few months be yours.